Hello there. This is another recording, and I'm going to start my timer as usual. Okay, this is recording number 8, I think. And before I start, I want to start by reminding myself the main tools, the main drivers for my progress during these recordings. So my driver number 1 is the view, mindset, vulnerability, impartiality, empathy, and wonder. And my driver number 2 is paying attention to my body. And my driver number 3 is enjoyment. And probably my driver number 4 that will allow me to actually execute the previous ones, or let the previous ones to do their work, is the speed, going slowly. So slowing down. Yeah, I will use those for connection with my body, paying attention to my body, paying attention to the enjoyment levels, vulnerability, impartiality, empathy, and wonder. Okay. Now I am focusing on the fact that I'm being recorded, and I'm doing I want to do a quick body check and grounding. And what's a little bit distracting is that the camera lens is directly towards me, so I'm looking at the lens right now, but a little bit to the right there is this little display that shows me this little digital display that shows me what the camera is recording, and I gravitate or I'm striving towards not looking at the display, because this is how it looks when I look at the lens, and this is how it looks when I look at the display. So it's as if I'm looking a little bit through you. Okay, so today I wanted to do experiment with several things during this recording. I want to go over the project that I want to work on, and maybe I'll start reviewing the Spring Framework documentation. We'll see how it goes. So, on a sad note, my laptop, my MacBook laptop is still in service, and it's not fixed, and I'm waiting. The guys are waiting for one component to arrive from the official Apple store, and I spoke about that in some of the previous videos, but it's still in progress, and I'm not sure how long, and they are not sure how long it's going to take to even diagnose whether there's some additional damage happened to or done to the laptop, and if any additional components or replacements or reparations are need to be done. So this is sad because I have done a really good job in preparing this project. I want to migrate my psychotherapy catalog platform from PHP. It's developed. It was developed using PHP and its enterprise framework Symfony. And now that I'm interested in Java and Spring, my idea was to migrate that project from Symfony and PHP to the Java stack, and using AI tools like Cursor and anti-gravity. I wonder, is it anti-gravity or anti-gravity? Define anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity.
Anti-gravity. Okay, so, and what I discovered for myself is that I want to have, this is a, I installed Cursor on Windows, my Windows laptop, because this is the only laptop that I have right now that works. And I'm using it to record this video and to study and work and all that. So what I discovered, the idea behind the migration. Oh my God, I'm so learning English. Migration. So the idea behind the migration was that there is this original PHP project with folder, this original PHP project folder that contains almost everything that the actual project has. Actually, let me delete these certificate files. They are not needed here. And I don't know, maybe I'm gonna remove the composer lock as well. So this folder contains the original project, except several folders that contain a huge amount of irrelevant files for this migration, like front-end UI themes and libraries that are used for an administration panel, for user cabinet area, user area, and all that, and some other stuff. So this folder contains all the configuration and all the business logic, all the web layer, all the modules, and my idea was to feed this folder into AI, into an AI tool, like to give this folder to Cursor and ask it to just migrate the project to Java, obviously giving it more context and framing it with some sane directions. But what I discovered is that and what I liked is that Cursor actually maintains its own internal tasks and to-do lists. So basically progress of the task of a task that I gave it. And I thought that it would be cool to maintain this progress, or to keep the migration progress inside of a physical file, inside a my project. And so, but also it would be cool to not repeat myself and give Cursor context of what we're doing, what are the goals, what approach we want to use during this migration, and well, all the rest. And so I thought that what I can do is, as the first step in this migration, create a folder that a housekeeping folder. The sole purpose of this folder, that has the sole purpose of managing the migration. So managing the migration and giving the AI everything it needs to do or to do this migration completely. And so my idea was that I want to have one master file that contains that I will reference every time I want to proceed to move forward this migration. And this will be like the starting point for AI to look up everything it needs to do this next step in the migration. And so there will be one master file, one or several files where it stores the progress, a fine-grained progress, or in the granularity level that it needs. Start the progress of this migration, and then whatever additional files it needs to make this migration effective. And so on that laptop that is in the service right now, in repair, I actually had the Cursor, and also I used several tools for that to achieve that Cursor and anti-gravity. But I had completed all fully this AI migration management folder with all the files. They were created. They were beautiful. It even had some additional things like Docker configuration that was working, and with Kafka, for some reason, Kafka refused to start up and failed every time with an error, that every time I tried to spin up its container. And so I was able to have a completely working development environment using Docker, using everything, and I prepared it. I had this migration plan beautifully described. Everything was there, and now the laptop is not available, and I'm trying, and it might not be available for at least a week. I hope at least a week, and who knows for how long. And so I thought that I have my Cursor subscription ending in a week or so, so I wanted to use all the credits that I have. And this is my second attempt to do this migration. That's the story behind this. That's the story. This is what we have right now. And today, as I said, I thought that I might walk you through, and also walk myself through, what Cursor has generated yesterday. And for the sake of out of curiosity, I thought that it can be a cool thing to ask to prepare this folder with all its contents Cursor and anti-gravity in parallel. So I created two migration projects. One that I thought I want to try to do using anti-gravity, and the second one using Cursor. So now I have two of those working for me. Let's see. Proceed with implementation parallel. Okay. Huh. Cool. Nah. What is this? Force item, new item. What is this? Let's see. I thought that anti-gravity didn't generate all the description files that I wanted it to generate, so I asked it to continue and so, but it, for some reason, let's see, it has completed everything. Stage. Just put everything inside of this one folder. Okay, great. Okay, so I haven't looked inside these generated files yet, so I am curious what's in there as well. Let's start from the final message that come on, can you, okay, we can collapse this one. Let's start with the final message that Cursor, let's start from Cursor. Okay, summary. It's created all the missing substage migration description files for the project. Here's what all the project, 70 files. Oh my god, file structure. Okay. Key design decisions, concise, actionable format. Each substage file contains only what's needed to implement that specific piece. No duplicate information from other files. This is great. We'll see if it's true. But one of the instructions that I gave to Cursor was exactly that, to make sure that these the contents of these files is as concise as possible, and there are no duplicates, and that to save me some tokens, because every symbol in these files, well, maybe not every symbol, but several symbols, every few symbols, they are a token, and they eat up tokens, and I wanted these description files, these migration files, to be as little as possible, so that to save me some tokens. DDD first approach substages are organized around domain concepts, not PHP translation. I'm not sure that this is a weird phrasing of what it's done, but I've been resisting looking into DDD for almost all my career, and with this epidemics, microservices epidemics, it seems like every other company wants developers to know DDD, and I want to use this migration to look into DDD. So this is one of the instructions that I gave. One of the instructions that I gave to Cursor was to use DDD approach. Code examples. Each file includes relevant Java code snippets from the expected implementation pattern. I'm not sure whether this is needed. See PHP references, substage includes reference to for future requirements. Okay, that might be a useful thing to have inside those files. Verification checklists. Each substage ends with a checklist to verify completion. Let's see. Checklist. Right. Okay, there's the checklist. Next, proceed to blah blah. How to use. When you see continue the migration using the master file, I'll read for all context. Check the progress file for the current progress. Read the relevant stage from series to substage. Implement the substage. Update progress tracker. Move to the next substage. Awesome. This is what I really wanted it to do. I want this migration to be to need my presence as little as possible, to need my interference as little as possible. And if Cursor will be able to execute on this with at least 80%, 80, 90, 70% of working code, that would be amazing. Okay, so this is the summary, 62 files, great, keep all. Ooh, okay, let's see what we have here. We have a master migration file, and it's not very lengthy. Great. I think the architecture file will be, yep, it's much longer. Okay, let's go over the master migration file. Quick reference for AI agent. This is the master control file for migrating, blah, blah. Read this file at the start of every session. Okay, Java native development philosophy. Build a Java application, not a PHP translation. This is an important thing that I realized I want to do. I want to, as I'm learning Java and how Spring philosophy and Java philosophy, yeah. I want all the features of the original applications to be implemented, but I don't want them to be kind of like a bad copy of how things are done in PHP. I'm sure that most of the original PHP project, again, let me remind you that the original PHP project was created using the Symfony framework and the PHP, but it's OP, mostly OP features. And modern PHP is PHP OP model and the Symfony framework, they are quite similar to what you do in the Java and Spring projects. Of course, Java is much more sophisticated and feature-rich, but the overlap is pretty high, and honestly, I expect the final applications to be in a similar direction that the original application would be, except that here we're using DDD and probably it'll use the hexagonal architecture and some other things. So I'm not sure on that, but okay. So the PHP codebase is a requirement specification, not a design template. Yes, we're building a modern production grade Java Spring Boot application. Perfect. This is a better phrasing of what I asked it to do. DDD, reach domain models, aggregates, and value objects. Cool. Java idioms, records, sealed classes. Well, kind of sealed classes in PHP. You have final classes. I hope. Well, my guess is that they are similar, but we'll see. optional streams. Okay, I think in PHP I can't think of similar ways to do this. Clean architecture, proper layering, dependency inversion, great. Spring Boot best practices, proper use of inversion of control, aspect-oriented programming, and transactions. Not copying PHP structures, not creating anemic models, getters, setters only. I am not sure about this. This is probably something that comes with DTD, but I am for anemic models, actually. I'm used to those. Okay. Putting business logic in controllers, services only. Cool. How would you... It's probably another thing about DDD, because I'm used to putting the business logic inside services, not controllers, but OCC, blah, blah. This with current migration progress. Is there a way to look at this MD? Let's... Come on. They are so... They release very frequent updates. Mark down it. I have one key that does not work on this laptop, so okay, no stars, no stars, no stars, 1 star, one. Oh my god, markdown snippets. Holy moly! How to you? Let's just Google what's what's the best way to use markdown? What's best way to use markdown? It's W. The W key does not work on this keyboard, so I remapped it to the right Alt, and I'm still getting used to typing it using a right Alt. To view markdown in VS Code, let's see. Oh, Control Shift V. Let's see. Oh, F Control Shift V. What's this? Oh no, Control Shift V. V. Oh, wow. Oh my, wow, this looks cool, much better than than this. Crap. Oh, look at this, and then look at this. Ah, yeah, I like this one. Oh my god, this is so cool. Current progress, but now this one's not clickable. And here, can we click? Nope. Can we go into, like, or dive into? Foundation stages, cool. Not started, migration process, active stage. I love how this looks. Current active stage. 1. Foundation. Current stop stage not started, last updated, not started. Yes, yet. Technology stack. I also asked, gave it research first, but and then gave it exact versions of technologies that I would like to use inside this for this project. So it's Java 21. Yep. 8. How does this work? It's just like, okay, if I double click, then I go here. Cool. I wonder. Oh, I think this is recording this video. What takes my task manager? What takes the resources out of this laptop? Because it is warm. Have you ever played Worm? what's the name of the worms, actually. The worms game. Hallelujah. Okay. Java version 21. Core language, Spring Boot. Cool. There is Spring Boot for 4 available, but I think it's better to use the third major branch of Spring Boot for stability, for documentation availability, articles availability, and everything. Let's go long. Let's go longer. Let's go a little longer. So Spring Web MVC version 6. Cool. Data. As you can see, Apache Kafka. I'm like, this is just for the learning purposes, because I don't see how Kafka, I can stretch it on, or like find a way to put it, to use it for real-time chat, but other than that, Maven as a build tool, TimeLive for templating, Spring Doc, Open API, great, and JUnit for unit tests. I have not written any tests, automated tests for this original project. So please don't tell anyone. Okay. Infrastructure Docker. We're going to be using Docker to host our data services, like Redis. Do we have Redis? All right. Yeah. Redis, Kafka, Postgres, and that's it. Originally, I wanted to host also the Java applications and Docker, but somewhere, maybe it was ChatGPT convinced me that it's a much faster experience to work locally, to not have to not put the Java application inside the Docker locally. Docker K frontend, vanilla JavaScript, TimeLive. I thought about using Next.js, but I think it's an overkill because I want to focus on Spring and Java and not these modern fancy front-end technologies. Okay, and I want to remind myself to pay attention to what is happening inside my body and chest, belly, legs, because I'm talking pretty fast and I noticed that. Okay, critical migration rules, feature parity. Every user-facing feature from PHP project must, okay, all caps is just, I think it will have a much higher impact on the accuracy or on the AI screaming like must be delivered. The UI and UX must look and work identically to the original. Great. Business outcomes must be preserved exactly. PHP code is requirements specification, not implementation guide. Cool. We'll see how accurately both cursor and anti-gravity will execute these. But this is actually how cursor will execute these, because in anti-gravity there is a different migration master, and it is much shorter. Actually, let's look at this. And so, as you can see, it is much. Oh, wait a sec. There is master plan. Come on, where is it? MA? Where is the file? Okay. Project. Okay. 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 Maybe this one is longer. Because yep, it is longer. So domain driven. The cursor's master file version is lengthier, more lengthy. Domain-driven design. Rich domain model. Business logic lives in domain entities, not services. Oh my god! What am I getting into? Aggregates. Each bounded context has clear aggregate roots. Value objects are use immutable value objects for domain concepts. Money, mail, time slot. Domain events. Decouple contexts via events. When I'm reading this, I'm like, oh my god, this is so manipulative. But where? I'm trying. Ubiquitous language. Use domain terms. Encode. Consultation, not user consultation. Let's see, okay. DDD principles, modern Java idioms, records for DDoS commands, value objects, events. This one's interesting. Value object. What's this? What's this? For state machines and type hierarchies. I'm still learning Java, so I don't know. What is this? Optional. For potentially absent values. Okay, not as fields. Streams for collection processing, WAR, where it improves readability, pattern matching, switch expressions, instance of patterns, clean architecture, layers, presentation, application, domain, and infrastructure. Cool. Dependency rule, inner layers know nothing about outer layers. That is a great rule. I like it. Use cases, application services, orchestrate domain logic. Okay, we'll see this. I'm not sure what this means. Repositories, interfaces in domain, implementations, infrastructure. Okay. Code quality standards, self-documenting code with descriptive naming, comprehensive unit tests, domain and integration tests, use cases, proper logging, SLF4J, and input validation in value objects and commands, security first approach. What is it like? First comes security and then functionality, or what's this? What is this? No magic numbers. Use enums and constants. Cool. Like this is just a good development practice. So for internationalization, what's this? How do you read this? Define this.
Internationalization.
I don't know. Okay, where is cursor? Yeah, originally the project supported only Ukrainian and Russian, but I want to add English and make it a default option. Use Spring's message source for translations. I'm sure that Spring has something similar to what Symfony has. Preserve all existing translations from PHP. English translations derived from Ukrainian versions. Good. Let's see. Target project. Okay, this Java thing. Java, good help, application config, come on. Psychology, lending, user staff billing notification, resources, cool. We're starting inside properties, cool. Template static, cool. Tests. Docker compose. Oof. Module dependencies. Come on, module. Everything. Okay, psycholog. Psycholog. Depends on the command, shared utilities. Blending? What? How did... Why? Where are the arrows here? Cool. So these are how this module is depending on this one, and this is weird. Okay. This does not depend on anything. Okay. I hope at least. Key files. Cool. Architecture, entity mapping, and session workflow. When the user says continue with the migration using the master file, read this file to understand the current state. I'm really curious how the hell a clean, blank new chat will find out that instruction from this file that is somewhere inside, somewhere among hundreds of other files. Yeah, read this file. Cool. Check progress, the relevant stage, read the relevant stage, continue implementation, regional project reference. Yeah, cool. Or implementation. Yeah. I think what I'm gonna do inside user staff landing is rename this. I wonder how it named the module here. Log billing notification. Psychologist. Okay, cool. The anti-gravity renamed the name of the module, which is cool. Right. I think we're done for today. I like that we went over the most of the master migration file. I like how this looks. This looks so good. But what I want to do is next is ask AI to rename this, because this is not good. It's really not good. To start migration with this. And also, can we just rename it like this? Find. Ha! 78 result. And we're here about case sensitivity. Come on. Oh, okay, I see. Okay, great. Can you there's so much this. Yeah, that is not. Cool. Okay. So I am paying attention now. I'm looking directly at the camera and I'm paying attention to my body, and I feel calmer, but also anxious. Yeah, I feel calmer, but also anxious. And I like how I was talking today. I think I was much more alive, and